Good morning, YouTubes. Walter here. I'm in Stroud, Oklahoma. Small little bird. But before I get to what I'm doing today, let me fill you in on what I've decided to do on the videos. I took a look at my videos I started to shoot up in Sturgis. They were really bad. First to admit it, I know. So what I've decided to do that until I land in a place where I can get a better camera and learn how to use the editing software I've got. I'm just going to do a recap like this because they were really bad. And I appreciate the few people that actually saw them. 3 subscribers too now. Thank you for that. Anyway, let's start off with a recap of my 2 weeks in Sturgis. As anybody who's seen one of my earlier videos, I got to Sturgis about a week early before the rally. But as a vendor, tell you what, once the rally starts, there's no fun. I don't care if you are selling brand new Harleys and Indians out on LaSalle Street or one of the 50 or 100 people selling t-shirts. It is a grind from 7, 8 in the morning till 10, 11 at night. Don't get to see a whole lot. Fortunately, I was right on Main Street in a building, so I got to step out and see a little bit, but don't really get the full aspect of it. Did get one souvenir. That's all I got for Sturgis. That was out at the Full Throttle Saloon, which is still an amazing place, 15 miles out of town. Looks like a complex. I mean, it's a huge bar, gorgeous. If you ever get a chance to go out and look at it and have a beer, I highly recommend it. But he got this t-shirt. Got this t-shirt because I bought 4 tickets to win, raffle tickets to win a 1969 mint condition Harley Davidson, along with a trailer, signed by Elvis Presley. I figured I'll have that soon. I think they're going to draw in October, so I will be sure and show you my new Harley when I win it. Let's see. But the trip down to Oklahoma, long, 900 some odd miles. South Dakota is a really neat state. Gorgeous rolling hills. Of course, you got the Black Hills. But once you get out of there, you still have some really nice scenery. People are all really nice. Come down through Nebraska. Nebraska's pretty much what you think it is. Bugs and corn. A lot of corn, a lot of bugs. Had to wipe my windshield off or clean my windshield off half a dozen times just going through that state. I think bugs like the corn. Stayed at a place called Grand Island. Not last night, night before last. Had a little Motel 6. Kind of dirty. Kind of Motel 6-ish, if you will. Tonight I stayed at the Hampton Inn in Stroud, Oklahoma, which is really funny because the Motel 6 in a fairly large town, 50,000 is what Grand Island has in it, versus Stroud, which has maybe 1,000, maybe 1,500. This hotel is so much nicer. It's gorgeous and costs about a Big Mac meal supersized more than the Motel 6. So after camping out for 17 days, this was a nice break. But I'm back to camping tonight. I am in Stroud, Oklahoma, to go to the Route 66 Route 66 biker rally. Much smaller. Not sure exactly how big it's going to end up being. I mean, I'm going to try to sell some stuff, but more than anything else, I should get to have some fun, and I'll let you know about that. Whole different deal than Sturgis. If Sturgis is the Triple Crown winner of biker rallies, then this is going to be the small pony in the backyard, I'm thinking. But because I am going to set up the booth, I mean, I've still got stuff to sell. It's not going to be my main focus here, I don't think. I don't imagine there's going to be enough people that are wanting what I'm selling, which is cooling vests, primarily. Got a few other things. Sales up in Sturgis turned out okay. Not what I was expecting. Certainly wouldn't do it again. Awful lot of work, 14 and 15-hour days to do a little better than breaking even after all that time. Cost an arm and a leg. You know, $2,500 or $2,500 just for the booth, to rent the space for the booth. $15 a night to tent, place for actually in some guy's backyard. Seth, thank you. You were great. You pay the city $600 licensing fee for the right to sell, and then of course your sales tax. And sales tax people up there are pretty nice. I mean, they try to read you the riot act, put the fear of God in you that you're going to get drawn and quartered if you don't pay every penny of your sales tax. But I don't think you know, threatening to audit you and throw you in jail. I don't think the little bit amount that they're going to get out of me, or they got out of me, is going to draw their attention. What struck me is how many t-shirt vendors there were up there. A lot of first-timers like me, I mean, selling things like phone cords. This is not one. I mean, there was a fellow in our booth selling stainless steel phone cords, phone charging cords. Just doesn't seem like you're going to make enough money selling phone cords to pay for the booth space, the licensing fees, paying for a place to stay. Probably 50 or 100 people selling t-shirts. Granted, there were some good looking t-shirts, but out of 500,000 people, I suppose if everybody has to buy one, or two or three, I guess there's enough money to go around. Leather, you couldn't spit without hitting a leather store. And these guys were in 100 square foot, not 100 square foot, 1,000 square foot to 2,000 square foot tents for the most part. Some of them had rented buildings downtown. But leathers, the amount of money they would have had to pay for the space and pay to the city, because all the fees are based on square footage. So, you know, they've got 1,000, 1,500 square feet. Some of them had 4 or 5 tents set up in various places around town. It was just mind-boggling the amount of money they must have been making in order just to pay expenses. I mean, a lot of employees in there running around selling stuff. What else was interesting about Sturgis? Stuck around for a day after the rally. Place goes back to normal almost immediately. I mean, by Monday morning, all the barriers downtown, all the signs, all the extra stoplights down. I mean, by 8 o'clock rolled around, they must have been doing it at night. And it looked just like any other population of 6,000 cow town again, almost just immediately. Diner was empty, except for the few farmers and merchants that were in there, locals. A few motorcycles still around, but not much. Monday died like falling off a cliff. So anyway, this is an awfully long video for me. For those of you that see it, Thank you, especially if you made it this far in. I'm pretty boring. It is about 7 o'clock in the morning on Wednesday, so I'll be heading out to set up at the Route 66 biker rally, which I will put a link in the description, so you can click over to it and see what that's like if you're interested in biker type of things, and see if you can kind of compare it between that and what you know about Sturgis. And so for the next 3 days, I'm going to be hopefully making a little bit of money. Most likely doing some unwinding after 2 weeks of going full throttle, and getting back to camping. You know, that was a funny thing. I'll leave it on this. After sleeping in a tent, in a sleeping bag, a little air mattress, you know, $15 Walmart air mattress, it was hard to sleep in a bed first night. It really was. That could have been because it was a really crappy bed at Motel 6, night before last, or because you just get used to sleeping on an air mattress. Don't know which. Maybe I was born to live in a tent. Anyway, thanks for watching. Till next time. This is Walter's World. And if you think about it, I don't do this all the time. In fact, I hardly ever do it. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see what comes down the road next. I'm thinking I'm going to try to stay around here in Oklahoma City, or go down to Oklahoma City. I'm about 100 miles away from Oklahoma City right now. And stick around for the OU Texas game, Sunday, September 2nd. I'd really like to see that game. The start of a new era for the Oklahoma Sooners. Those of you who aren't Oklahoma Sooner fans, I'm sorry for you. Anyway, so I will have to see what I can do as far as if I'm going to stick around in this area until that game. And anyway, till the next video, it'll be from the campground sometime over the next day or two. Have a good day, and like and subscribe if you like it, and if you ever want to hear it again.